Well, when I turned the camera off, I already had low battery, so we'll see what happens. Meanwhile, having finished off that next to the last bottle of citron and limonade, perhaps next to last forever, depending on my blood sugar. Anyway, this is from the potentially last bottle of sugared fake Cola, 39 cents for the 1.5 liters. 25-cent deposit on the one-way Einweg plastic bottle, almost as much as the soda. It just strikes me as funny that they put a font on a deposit on a bottle that will only come back and be chopped up into shards, but not on a bottle that, at least in some cases, can be used again. I don't know. It is a strange world, isn't it? Anyway, I'm playing Tempt the Battery. With ice. That is nice. That is nice with ice. So, given the car this morning, I was up at 9, out at something after 10, shortly after 10, back before my deadline or time limit of 12:10, and the other auto user was busy until 12:30. Nonetheless, I got back. I got my distilled water, I got my fake soda, I got Rosenkohl, Brussels sprouts, a couple things just for the heck of it, but most importantly, besides those things, I got croissant from Lidl. Cheap, relatively cheap anyway. Reve was selling them for $1.79 for a batch of 4, and Lidl sells what I believe are exactly the same croissant out of exactly the same factory as Reve for $1.19 for 4. So whatever that is, 30 cents a piece instead of 45. And even though they're kind of proscribed as being quick sugarifying items, I eat it with a lot of butter. I can have all the butter I want as far as the blood sugar is concerned, apparently. Anyway, I bought 4 packages of croissant. 4 times 4 is potentially 16 mornings, or if they're shared, 8. So at least a week. Like I have just recently, in the last couple of days, bought a 6-pack of cigarette packages and a ganze Stange for 60 euros. 200 and something like 216, I think, cigarettes for that amount. I still remember 25 cents a pack of 20. Back when I was a kid, and sneaking off and hiding my cigarettes, smoking behind the garage, whatever. Came out in the open fairly quickly, I think. But I didn't stop smoking in order to run cross-country track for the second year. I'd run cross-country track in the fall of my, whatever it is, sophomore year, first year in high school, when I was the star of Where's Charlie musical comedy. I played Charlie. It was a fantastic opportunity. It just came out of nowhere, partly because my good singing voice, and I guess I'm dramatic. In any case, I will probably never forget the backstage kiss from Ellen, the senior, I think, who was in love with the stage. She kissed me passionately before the first performance, and my goodness, I never forgot it. Even tried to capitalize on it and failed. She was dating a senior who was a cool enough guy that there was no way. But I did go to her house and peruse her family photo albums with her or something one afternoon. So we had a date. Invited her to the Latin Club dance, but she was already going with the current boyfriend, so bust. And eventually, I guess in the wintertime of my senior year, so sort of halfway into my senior year, maybe a little less, it was at least ice skating time. I was up in a section of Bloomfield called Brookdale, in the park, ice skating on a pond, and somehow managed at an ice cream and soda place to meet Donna. Beautiful blonde hair. My ideal. Beautiful blonde hair, my ideal. I think it's because my brother's was blonde and seemed to have pushed me aside. So somehow owning him, I don't know. I don't know the logic of it, but anyway. Donna and I were an item from then until the end of my third year of college. And after the third year of Wesleyan, I went on to MIT for one semester. But Donna, just before I left in the summer, Donna was out of my life, actually early in the summer. I think right after her senior prom. We did go, and, well, it's a long story. It's a long story, and that was the end. And the fact that 55 years later, she visited me in Munich for a day and a half or so, and we did just city tour with with these open bus, 2-level bus, top level, and so forth. Nothing much special, but there was a little special time, and which I think I will also never forget. So it was lovely to see Donna again, and feel her. No, we didn't have sex. Oh my, 11 minutes. Still low battery. I wonder. So I've had a pretty solid lunch, and I have to cut up some mangold, so-called mangold. What they call it here. Daddy called it Swiss chard, and it's pretty much the same. The leaves are a little less crinkly than Daddy's, but it's the same beast or plant. Which, although I think I've said this before sometime, for what that's worth, Daddy grew in the garden, and I had never run into Swiss chard outside of our home until Sherry, my first ex-wife, Sherry, lovely, lovely lady, which is what she said at one point she wanted to be when she grew up, a lovely lady. Well, she is a lovely lady in special ways. In any case, she somehow introduced me to the English room, tea room in Boston, and we had, or I had anyway, in any case, had a lovely prime rib, juicy, pink, warm, tender, whatever, prime rib. And the veggie served with it was Swiss chard. And another thing that I had actually never eaten before in my life, there was pickled herring in cream. Well, now I like that.